I had a viewer hit me up with a question specifically about the fiber optic sights, and he had noticed on one of my other pistols that I'm running a red dot. And the question was, do I run a fiber optic front sight post on my weapon that has the red dot on it, co-witnessing, iron sights through it, and does it get too busy? This person had noticed they run a green fiber optic. They have their red dot, and their blacked out rear sight, I believe. And he had mentioned that it got busy when he's shooting, trying to line everything up with the green and the red in there. And here's my viewpoint on it. I don't do that, and my philosophy is if you're going to transition to a red dot sight, the reason for transitioning to the red dot is it's faster. Now you don't have a front sight and a rear sight. You're just presenting the pistol up there, and you're just looking for that red dot to engage, right? So I'm not a big fan of co-witnessing iron sights through the red dot, unless it's a, a go-to-war gun. If it's your pistol, you're in the military and you're taking it to combat, or it's your duty handgun, then yes. Or if it's an everyday carry, then yes. If you're in that situation that this is a life-saving piece of kit, then yeah, this takes a battery. It is a electronic piece of equipment. It could fail. So having iron sights as backups is definitely something that you do need to think about. For me, this is my Glock 34. It's basically my range gun. It's what I take to the range or take to classes and just plink with it and just shoot. It's not a life saving piece of kit, right? I've got other things for that. So I don't have iron sights on here. Now you notice I do have a front sight post, but the story behind that is I've been shooting iron sights for a long time on pistols. I've recently transitioned to red dots. So when I transitioned to a red dot, what I found was happening to me is I'd come up, I'd present, and I'm looking for that red dot because my presentation is been different for iron sights than it is with the red dot. Because as you can see, and I had this slide milled out and milled as low as it could be to mount my red dot as low as you can, but it still sits up a lot higher than your iron sights. I mean, co-witnessing iron sights through a red dot, this thing is almost a half an inch tall. That's almost a half-inch tall front sight post. And then you've got your rear sight on there too. So that right there, you can just see that your sight is that much higher. So you're going to have to spend time at the range to get used to it. The quick fix for me to try to get used to it was I'm so used to when I come up, I'm looking for front sight post. So as I come up in my draw, front sight, front sight, front sight, front sight, I figured let me throw a front sight post down there so that now at least I'm seeing the front sight post. So as I come up, all my presentation is the same, front sight, front sight. And then when I get out here, I pick up my red dot. Now my eye just transitions to the red dot. I put the red dot on the target, right? So when I get to full presentation, pow, all right, I'm ready to shoot. So it did speed me up some. But with more range time now, I don't even notice it. I don't even look at it. So it's not a factor anymore. And I don't run the rear. That definitely can get busy. If you are someone that went to the red dot sight, you spent quite a bit of money to put one on your pistol to probably be faster. That's kind of what it's for. But then if you're spending extra money putting additional iron sights on there because your original ones aren't going to work because these sit so much higher. But now if you are in your presentation, you're trying to come up and front sight, red dot. Now, okay, let me line up the dot, the front sight, the rear sight. And now you're trying to line three things up in your sight picture. You just wasted a lot of money because it slowed you way down. So my thought on it, and to answer the question, I would not recommend it if it's just your range gun and you're having fun with it. If it is your carry gun, your duty gun, or your go-to-war gun, then yes, you want them on there. But you need to spend the time on the range just using your red dot and getting used to shooting the red dot. Spend some time on slow fire also, so that your natural presentation now, when you come up, everything still should line up because that should be the zero for your weapon, right? Your iron sight should be zeroed and your red dot should be zeroed. So in thought, when everything is lined up, then that's the true zero. So every time that you do come to this, your eyeballs might just be looking for the red dot, but everything else is going to line up anyway. So it's range time. It's getting out there. It's doing a bunch of slow fire, getting it dialed in, get the muscle memory in there, and then the speed will come, and then everything naturally is just going to line up. But that's my take on it. Red dots, I think they're good. They have their purpose. They're not for everybody. So, before you dump the money on one, definitely go to a range where you could try it out or get a buddies and try it out, see what you think, see if you like it. And if you want to make that purchase, but if not, there is absolutely nothing wrong with iron sights either. I mean, I still rock them on quite a few of my pistols, and I like them. All right, so that was the question. Again, this was a little easier for me on a longer answered question than writing a bunch of stuff down. So if you guys have other questions, go ahead and comment down below, and I'll read your questions, and maybe we can do this some more. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell button so you know when the next video drops and you are not left out. All right, it is almost Christmas. I will throw something at you. C&G holsters, that's what I rock. If you guys want to get them, 20% off, code JC20. So Juliet Charlie 20. JC20 gets you 20% off. And then also Black Rifle Coffee. JC Pro Angler will get you a discount at Black Rifle Coffee. I will put both of those down below so that you guys can go shopping and get yourself something for Christmas. That's the easiest way to get what you want under the tree, right? Just buy it for yourself.